Hi students. So we are learning about polynomials, right? And today this async video will teach you about standard form, index form and coefficient form. Okay, we have covered standard form a little in the last lecture, but it's good to have revision, right? So take a pen and paper with you, notebook with you, and write on the examples that I show you. Feel free to pause and fast forward or recap the video whenever you want. Okay. So writing polynomials in a standard form, what do we mean by a standard form? So we learned about finding the degree of a polynomial, right? So degree of a polynomial is nothing but the exponent, that is over the variable that you can see over here, right? And here are the house steps of writing the polynomials in a standard form. So first step is find out the highest degree and write that term first. Okay. So if you consider this polynomial as a given polynomial, so you will see this particular polynomial and you will find out the highest degree. Okay, so this term has a degree 2. This is a constant and we know that constant have a degree 0. This term has a degree 4 and oh, uh, my apologies, this term has a degree 3. It has a exponent 3 and it has a coefficient 4, and we write exponent, so it has a degree 3 and this term has a degree 6, right? So we have written the degree of every term. So find out the highest degree and write that term first. So looking over here, I know that x raised to 6 has the maximum degree. इसकी degree सबसे बड़ी है. So what I'm going to do is to write this term first. Okay? तो मैंने x raised to 6 पहले लिखा. Okay? So what is the next step? Keep writing the terms in the descending degree. Okay? So after 6, what is the greatest number after 6 over here? Exactly, 3. So we write this term next. Okay, keep in mind that you have to write the terms with the sign. So when you are going to write 4x cube, write it as a plus 4x cube. Okay, so next is this next I can see that 2 is the greatest, so I wrote it as a 3x4, 3x square, and in the end I write the constant minus 7. Okay, so I am removing the annotations and just look over here. It's nothing difficult. You just write the highest degree first, the term with the highest degree first, and keep on writing the terms in a descending order. बड़े से छोटे में हमें डिग्री सारे लिखते जाने हैं. ठीक है? Okay, so x raised to 6 plus 4x cube plus 3x square minus 7. This particular polynomial is in the standard form. Okay, completely absorb this information. If you are confident, then keep on watching. Okay, so yes, so this is what we looked was a standard form. Now what we are going to learn about the index form. Okay, so not to confuse between the index form and standard form, I'm going to tell you a little trick. So whenever you see index form, तो index form जब भी आए तो index तो book की index सोच लेना. So in every book, in math book, science book, if you open it, there's an index, and in the index you have chapters, right? So 0 must be the introduction, 1 is the, in our math algebra, 1 is the sets chapter, right? So 1 2 3 4 ऐसे होता है. So index form का यही मतलब है कि हमें सारे टर्म्स इन्हें डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज करने हैं विदाउट स्किपिंग एनी टर्म. ओके, एंड आई एम सो सॉरी इफ यू कैन हियर माय डॉग बार्किंग. Yeah, so Yes, so index form में it's very similar as a standard form, but we are not skipping any terms in between. Okay, so consider this as a given example. Read this polynomial 3y square plus 2 plus 3y cube. Okay, now we are going to convert this polynomial into index form. How exactly we are going to do this? How steps are written over here. Write these steps in your notebook if you want. So how is write the given polynomial in standard form? Yeah, standard form is easy. You find out the highest degree and write the terms in descending order. Okay, so this is a standard form. This is the term with 3. This is a term with 2 degree. And this is a constant with the 0 degree. Yeah, but here if you observe that 3y cube y square के बाद there's one term that could be missing, that is not here, right? There's a term of degree 3, there's a term of degree 2, and there's directly a term of a degree 0. So we have to have a term with the degree 1 in it. Okay, so, and if we add this particular term, the polynomial will come into a index form. Okay, so how do we add it? We multiply it with the 0 and variable y. Okay, the polynomial is already in the variable y, so we multiply it with 0 y. Okay, so y has a degree 1, this particular, right? Y has a degree 1, and anything multiplied with 0, anything multiplied with 0 is 0. Yeah, always remember that. This is like the easiest thing that we know, right? So this term is actually hidden, but we introduce it just to have a index form. Okay, so if you look at this polynomial over here, you will notice that this polynomial have every degree. There's 3, there's 2, there's 1, and there's a constant with the degree 0. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, 0. Now it is into the index form. Okay, so whatever we do in the index form, we write the polynomial in standard form. उल्टा लिखते हैं, like descending order में बड़े से छोटा. Then index form के लिए we add on to the missing terms. ठीक है, तो आपको देखना है कौन सी डिग्रीज मिसिंग है और वो आपको ऐड करने हैं. As easy as that. Okay. Okay, give me a minute. Yes. So I hope it is easy and you have understood it, right? Think of this as an index of your textbook where lessons are arranged numerically, right? We always have lessons like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In a similar way, you are expected to write index forms, right? Feel free to stop over this if you want to make more sense of it. Okay, and what is coefficient form? Coefficient form is very similar. The first two steps are very similar as the last slide, right? We are going to write the given polynomial in a standard form. And for you to have a clear understanding, I have written the similar polynomial. So this is same in the last two examples. Okay, so our first job is to write the given polynomial in standard form, right? लिख लिया standard में? Cool. So now we are going to add the missing degree terms. Okay, so in a similar way, we are going to write 0y. It is same example as of the last slide. Okay, and there's a third step to write the coefficient form. Now, as you have found out the index form, you are going to write the coefficient of every term in circular brackets. Okay, like this. So you know that this particular is a coefficient and this is a variable, right? This is a coefficient and this is a variable. So y is a variable and 3 is a coefficient. So in a similar way, in here, there is a 3 coefficient and y is a variable. So I write 3. In a next, I write 0 because we have added this term, right? With the 0 in it. Yeah. So in a constant, there's no variable. Okay, there's no variable. And there's only coefficient. So we write 2. So this is the coefficient form. Okay. It's very easy. You write the index form and you just go on writing the coefficient separated by comma. Okay, so there's a special tip over here. Take care of signs of numbers, especially negative numbers. So in a polynomials with the negative sign in it, you would write the coefficient with the negative sign. इस एग्जाम्पल में क्या था, सारे पॉजिटिव थे, राइट? वी डिडंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट नेगेटिव साइंस. बट अगर इधर -2 होता, राइट, सो here you have to write -2, right? So just take care of the signs of the number when you write the coefficient form. Okay, it's very easy once you figure out how to write the index forms. And index form is very easy once you figure out how to write the standard form. And standard form is very easy once you know how to get to know the degree. And considering the last lecture, I'm pretty sure you know how to find out the degree of every term, right? Okay, observe this slide if you want. If you're confident, we can move ahead. Yes, so there's a quiz over here which I'm going to solve with you here, right? So what is the question? Write the following polynomial in the standard index and coefficient form. Okay, so this is new polynomial and I have to write it standard form first. Okay, so in writing standard form, I remember that I have to write the term with the highest degree first. Okay, so now I am going to write x raised to 6 plus x raised to 6 first. Okay, then I will write 5 minus 5x cube. Then I will write minus x square, and then I will write 5x, and in the end I will write 8. Notice how I am saying that I will write minus 5x cube. So whenever you pick terms, आप वो signs के साथ पकड़ते हो, right? So in here I have written it. Yes. So you can see that x raised to 6 minus 5x cube minus x square plus 5x plus 8 is a standard form. Okay, pretty simple, right? In a step 2, we are going to write index form. Okay, so in a standard form, you must have observed that 6 के बाद सीधा 3 आ रहा है, right? There's a term with the degree 6 and there's a term with the degree 3, right? So there are terms with the degree 5 and 4 which are missing, right? So we need to write them with 0. How will I write it? I will write it as plus 0 x raised to 4 plus 0 x raised to 5. Okay. And in here, there's a degree 2, there's a degree 1, and there's a degree 0. So here only 2 degrees are missing. Okay, 2 degrees are missing over here. You can make something as a rough work if you want. Okay. So here is the index form. X raised to 6 plus 0 into x raised to 5 plus 0 into x raised to 4. Then observe the signs are taken as they are, and the rest of the polynomial is written as it is. Okay. Yes. Now we have to write the coefficient form, and once you write index form, coefficient form, it's super easy, right? What we are going to be writing is the coefficient of every term over here. So in the first, there's a coefficient of 1. In the next, there's a coefficient 0. Then there's a coefficient 0, right? So yeah, so there's 1, there's 0, there's 0, minus 5, right? Observe this, I have not written it at 5, but minus 5. There's minus 1, okay? So I'm not going to write the entire thing, but yes, so -1, then we have 5 to 5, and in the end we write constant 8. Okay, so this is how we have written the coefficient form. So very easy and easy earning questions, right? You can easily earn marks on these questions once you learn to write standard form, and once you learn how to find out the degree, right? There's a practice form which I'm giving you in on your WhatsApp group. Solve that practice form, and we all are good to go to learn the next thing. Okay, and I will take all your doubts and questions in the office hours tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye bye.